Towers Model Railway. The Alton Towers Model Railway was built in 1957 by Aubrey Bentley and took approximately 2 years to build. We'll show you the sights and sounds of the model railway as we walk around it. First we have the Woodside Station and Fairground, built by Giles Cope and yours truly in 1989. A bit of information, the layout at the moment is approximately running 14 engines, and there is 9 separate circuits altogether. Maximum capacity is 35 engines, although this is very rarely seen now because of expensive engines. The Woodside Station does have points, but these points have not worked for 4 or 5 years. And we hold them for a minute while we answer the telephone. Back to the action, of which the phone call was of no consequence whatsoever, as nobody answered it. There we have the Hornby sub train going through on its way through to Yonside Station, and we have, I'm just trying to close in on this one here, we have a black VR train pulling blue or navy blue and white coaches. He's on green and we expect him to go any second, and there we go. And he'll go through to what is called Block 11 on the RIT circuit. And he will go round the lake, as we will come to that a bit later on. There we have the American going through. And there's another one looking down, coming through to Woodside Station. And this one is the football special, I do believe. Let's just go and take a closer look. Yep, this is it. Now we have the Owls on there. One of the guys trying to make a free trip on the coach there. And there we have an LNER 462 tank, followed by an LNER 462 Coronation class, I do believe. Looking through. There we have another LNER. We seem to have an abundance of LNERs on the layout at the moment. God only knows why. Moving along to the next section, here is the Hornby sub train coming into Yonside Station. What happens here is Hornby sub stops, and this also stops the main line from coming over the crossover, which is there. And as you can see, we have one mainline engine, which is the football special waiting to cross over. But this will not happen until the Hornby sub has come over. We shall see what happens. As we're waiting, the goods train's just on its way, and there goes the outer sub as well. Still waiting for the Hornby to go. There we go. Hornby go through the tunnel, go so far, and away goes the main line. Just above the main line we've got the 2 Trixes. There's the outer Trix just disappearing out of view there. We'll wait to see if the inner Trix comes round any second. Just have the viewing platform up there. With its red light flashing away on the top. There's the outer Trix again. Still looking for the inner, and there it is. These trains run continually throughout the day. They have no stopping places and are very reliable running engines. These are supplied by Fleischmann. Drop down again. There goes the Hornby, the outer sub and the main line, on their way round. This one is on its way to Block 1. Seems to have a very slow mainline engine approaching here. Looks like the LNER. Which it is. And we're just following through the tunnel, and we'll carry on to the next section. We also have some switches along the side of the layout, and this one here, as you can see, is operating the windmill at the bottom end of the layout, round by the Trix area. Also, if you look very closely in the middle, you'll see some foxhounds chasing the little. we move around a bit further, we might be able to see that a bit better. We'll just cut off for a second. There we go. As you can see, the fox at the top, and there's the fox and hound. And there's the goods train running around there again. And the outer trip's just going through. And you can see the layout is very large. It measures 51 foot long by 16 foot wide. Mainly on hardboard, with builder's plaster being used to create all the mountains and valleys whatsoever. Approximately 2 tons of plaster were used in the operation to build it. There's the football special going through again. And we shall move on to the next section. Here we have the latest addition to the model railway layout, recently built in July, the monorail. This was built by Tim Woodman with a little bit of help from me. Started off as a very small circuit and has been extended to run about a quarter of the bottom end of the layout. Just homing in on it now. This actually goes through the Alton Tower station, which it's just going through now. And if we look, we can see the band playing. And also, I don't know if we can pick this up very well, but we have a sign on the Alton Tower station actually spelling out the word Alton Towers. That's the monorail again. There we go. Now, there were lots of problems with this in the early days of building, but in the last few months it seems to have run quite well for us. Moving around, as you can see the windmill over there. Moving on a bit further, the viewing platform. And we'll pan round to see the rest of the layout, of which we will be going to shortly. There's the monorail just going through. If we look so far into this section, we'll see a house on fire. And the fire service attending. And we have a little fairground here. Some of these things have been on the layout since the layout was built. Here we have the wood yard there. Now this was rebuilt about 4 years ago. Then we found a hole with leaking water through where the waterfall's coming over there. We had to rebuild the whole thing with fiberglass. We ended up with about a 3 foot square hole which had to be all sealed in again. Since then, we've had no problems whatsoever with it, thankfully. We're looking through at the lake now, and we'll look up and we'll find the bridge, which is there, which is based on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And as luck has it, there goes what is called the American engine over the top, which we're just following around. Most of the bridges here are made of balsa wood, and they're all hand built. And we'll just follow the American through till it disappears. And also carry on a bit further. Here we are in the next section, which is a little Swiss village. If you look very closely, you'll see we have a cable car system running up the side of the mountain. There we go. This is also on a switch. What we try to do is we try to get the public involved with the layout by putting switches down the side, which enables them to enjoy the layout a little bit more. As you can see, it goes all the way up to the top of the mountain there. There we go. Now there's a little church there. Moving along, we shall also come to another switch. We just can't find it at the moment. There we go. And this operates the Nodding Donkeys. And we have an oil refinery here. You can see there's a lot of activity going on most of the time here. There goes the outer tub on the outside track there. Just flying around again, looking for the Nodding Donkeys. There we go. And we shall move on to the next piece. There we have a church there. And if you can see, There's a wedding in progress. But what's this? We seem to have an accident as well. Bit of bad planning here on the part of the operators, and as you can see, we've got another switch here which enables the flashing lights to happen on the ambulance. We also have a church bell, but we can't seem to wait for that because I think somebody's forgot to switch it on. Just a quick pan round, and there is your view of the model railway layout. There's the outer sub again, and that concludes the daytime of the model railway. But the model railway also has one little other surprise, of which we shall come back to any minute. Railway now will go slowly into night. Now we have the face wheel and the wave swing and that whistle lit up. And we shall just have a quick pan in on that. There we go. There's approximately 400 lights used on the layout, of which do take a lot of looking after. We move around this way, down the control there. You see the church, and there we go with the flashing lights on the ambulance and the fire engine. As you can see, there's a car rolled over there. We also have farms here. Some of these models were made from balsa wood, all scratch built. The little tractor there. We've got sheep and cows and all. Now most of the trains do not have lights on. This is a problem because we still run on what is a third rail system. The third rail centre is used as a centre pickup. There we have the Sydney Harbour Bridge all lit up, and the Swiss Village. And the cable car's still running at night. There we have the Pines Hotel on the top there. Now the Pines Hotel has a little story about it. This was built by Alan Bentley out of balsa wood and was taken from a little photo in a magazine. Just moving along here. Moving down into Alton Tower Station, which is all nicely lit up. Now we've got the inner tricks on the top there. Panning around, looking, there we have the monorail, it seems to have stopped. Let's just reach over. There we go, away he goes again. Seems to have a dodgy piece of track there, which needs looking at. Follow it round. Comes under the bridge. And coming down. And back round into Alton Tower Station. Have a little caravan park here, which is all lit up. Moving round, roadworks scene there. Moving round into Yonside Station now. Not the most well lit of areas, but not too bad. There's the outer tricks going through there. Moving around here. Not a lot of action here at the moment. But there's the inner tricks, and just as I say that, there comes the Hornby sub parking up and the goods coming alongside. Now we'll just switch off here as we move. Here we are at Woodside Station. No engines here at the moment. We'll wait to see if anything comes through. There's the Hornby just come past the crossover. Having a bit of trouble picking it up here. We have a little artist studio there, but unfortunately I don't think the camera can pick it up. But the artist is painting nude models. And coming finally back round to the start, where I come to the fairground all lit up. And that concludes the night time. With just one other thing which we haven't picked up on. We have an airship up in the roof there. All lit up. And if we wait now, it should come back to daytime. And there we go. That concludes the night and day change of the model railway. We'll just show you one other thing before we finish. And that is the control gear. Now the controls, most of the controls are ex-GPO relays, with the exception of the timing boards as shown. These were put in about 6 or 7 years ago to help the mechanical timers, of which I don't know, but you might be able to hear one as we move round into the control area, which is a mess. There we have one of the motorised timers going around there, and there's one of the new ones. Looking up at the control panel now, you've got dials all the way across explaining which engines are running. You can probably see some of the dials moving there. Top switch, the control switch, operates all the relays. Then we have the church bell there, the pump, the lights, the signals. Then we go along the line, main line, Hornby sub, outer sub, inner tricks, outer tricks, inner continental, outer continental, American and goods. And we'll just come back round. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the tour of the model railway.
Let's make a visit. Bicycle rack and club forecourt, lorry jackknife, Dartford mooring Green Cross code, market stalls, lollipop man, children crossing, horse-drawn van. Also a school party. Further along on the track here, Peter. The end of the station. Just spins outside the back doors. That's where they are. Soldiers waiting for the train and motorway. Street accidents, high playing work. Section we've got horses grazing, children's play at ground, the old inn, Hans Anderson's house, is dated 1645.
It's back there, isn't it?
Apparently there's some hippies somewhere, probably on the opposite side of the road hitching a lift, and some fat ladies crossing. Mixer and roadworks, the cafeteria, service station, washing on the lines at the bungalows, garden gnomes, and some house construction. That's a little bit further along. The house construction's there. Oh, you see this chimney sweep sweeping the chimney in the bungalow. You see?
Oh, yes.
A windmill and a piggery, which is here. Plants and cuttings. Little old frames. That is in a china. 5 grade, right? We've also got street scenes and docks, cricket match, and the stopper handler, and the stone crushing work, which I imagine is this in the foreground. Facts and figures about the Wilton Model Railways. It says the first half of the layout was built in 1971, most of it in 4 weeks. The second half, the China Clay section, added 2 years later. The Alpine scene followed 3 years after that. There are approximately 50 trains automatically controlled in sequence, 25 control systems, 100 ancillary circuits, motors and pumps, 3,500 miniature figures, animals and vehicles, etc. 75 points operated by the trains themselves, 175 pieces of rolling stock, and 240 buildings. China Clay models built in conjunction with technicians and engineers from English China Clays Limited. The Arbor, with moving boats and lifting bridge, holds nearly 20 gallons of water. Park, playgrounds and fountains, a recreation ground, caravan park and the bus station. In this section. This is Megavis's AFC ground on match day in the foreground. We've got the cliffs and the beach going in the foreground. Water sports. There's some fruit picking going on. And the town fountain.
At this point in time I've got about 30 seconds worth of tape left.
This is the playground isn't operating. But
You seen the tower?
Yeah,
Do you recognise
I
it?
do indeed. See if it's put together properly. Rock climbers, barrier crossings, artist studio, swimming pool.
I haven't got there yet.
That's before it.
obviously
From the
and most up-to-date form. On the far left is America, with the New York skyline and the mining railway in the background. To the right, past the ocean and dockland scene, is a very accurate model of Beaulieu. You can see Palace House, the Abbey ruins, the National Motor Museum complex with its monorail system, and even the unusual naval railway building in which you're now standing.
running out of battery power, darling.
In the foreground is the Beaulieu River and part of Beaulieu Village. Beyond Germany is an alpine sea with mountain railways, cable cars and steamers. Just in front of the mountains is a busy airport. The whole layout is connected by thousands of yards of electric wire to the concentrated panel on your left, where everything is controlled by one person. There are thousands of tiny cars and people and scores of trains. Now watch the effect as night falls on the railway.